Have you ever wondered why your podcast isn't being found as easily as you'd like, maybe on Google or Bing or heck, even platforms like ChatGPT? Well, stick around because today we're diving into podcast SEO. We're going to cover what it is, why it matters, and how you can rank higher to get more listeners. SEO. It stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it's not just for bloggers. Podcasts are actually ripe for discoverability through search engines, especially now that platforms like Google index podcast feeds. They index transcripts and show notes. When someone types in a topic you cover, like true crime in Arizona or marketing tips for small businesses, you want your podcast episode to show up. But that's not going to happen unless you optimize your show and your episodes. So let's go ahead and talk about how. First up, let's talk about your overall podcast structure. It's super important. So, first of all, you need a proper show name. You want to keep it clear, concise, and relevant to your content. Don't stuff it with keywords, but give it enough context so listeners and search engines know exactly what your show is about. Next, find an associated domain. So owning your own .com or relevant top-level domain is huge for podcast SEO. If you use PowerPress on a WordPress website that's under your own domain, Google sees you as the original content source for the podcast content. So that's a major ranking advantage over hosting your content on third-party subdomains. Next, you want to write a searchable show description. In your podcast hosting settings, usually you're able to include a precise show description that highlights your key topics and audience benefits. This helps your listeners and search engines understand what you're talking about. And if they don't provide it, you should probably switch, maybe to Blubrry. Next, pick the best categories. Apple Podcasts allows you 3 categories, so use them wisely and pick categories that match your content. This improves your chances of being featured in category searches and charts. Alright, let's dig into episode level SEO, starting with your podcast episode title. Please, for the love of everything, make it descriptive but not clickbait. If your episode is marketing tips for early stage startups, just say so. Keep it clean because listeners and search engine prefer clarity over gimmicks. Now let's talk about your show notes. Think of these as mini blog posts because that's what they are. Summaries should be leading back up to your episode title and cover your episode's main points, including relevant keywords, and add any links or resources you mentioned. This helps search engines pinpoint your content and tells listeners what the episode is about and why it's relevant to them. I don't know if you knew this, but there is a secret SEO weapon. It's transcripts. Probably not a secret. But by embedding one in the transcript section of your RSS feed, you give search engines an entire textual record of your episode content. And for some hosts like Blubrry, you also gain closed captions for accessibility. And the context of your episode allows Google and services like Perplexity and ChatGPT to index your show for searchability easy. Yeah, AI is indexing your show and being used as a search engine. So let's talk about backlinks, which a lot of people forget about. Backlinks are links from other reputable sites, and they boost your authority in the eyes of search engines. 2 ways to get backlinks are guest appearances and internal linking. So to do this, try inviting reputable guests who will share your episode link, or you can appear on their podcast and have them link back to your site. Just make sure that they're related to your topic and not someone just for downloads. Then, when you're on your own site with internal linking, link to past episodes that are relevant to new episodes. It keeps your visitors on the site longer, and it signals to search engines that your content is interconnected and it's valuable. So while your site and show notes are super important, there's no escaping social media. It's great for building community and driving immediate clicks to your episodes. But keep in mind that platforms like X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, they might not always give big SEO boosts themselves. They want you and your audience to stay on their site. However, any link that drives traffic to your .com or your episode show page can help with overall exposure. And sometimes including your site link in the comments has a bigger effect, so as not to get penalized for trying to drive traffic off the social site. So you kind of have to hide it or bend the rules a little. All right, so now it's time to tie it all together. Let's talk briefly about Blubrry and PowerPress. So by hosting your podcast on your own .com with WordPress and PowerPress, you're controlling the content source that search engines crawl. Plus, you can add other SEO tools like Yoast to supercharge your metadata, titles, and tags. Really get in there nitty gritty. With Blubrry's integrated hosting, your media is delivered lightning fast and your feed is reliable, which search engines and your audience absolutely love. Over 100,000 podcasters use PowerPress for that exact reason. It's a proven SEO advantage, especially compared to most all-in-one solutions that don't let you own your feed or content origin point. It's pretty powerful stuff. So let's go ahead and do a recap of the SEO essentials. 1. Your name and domain. Make them clear and own your .com or .net or .show, whatever works. 2. Show description and categories. Write for humans, people, for real. Then optimize for search. 3. Episode titles and show notes. Keep them descriptive, meaningful, and keyword rich. Most importantly, as Todd, our founder, says, record for your audience and write for Google. 4. Transcripts. Embed them in your RSS feed for maximum effect. 5. Backlinks and internal linking. Earn links from reputable guests and connect related episodes. 6. Social media. This is great for promotion and building an audience, but your website is your home base. 7. PowerPress and Blubrry. Leverage proven SEO benefits and fast, reliable hosting. Okay, I know that was a lot, but I really do appreciate you sticking with me on this deep dive into podcast SEO. If you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up, share it with another podcaster who needs a boost, and hit subscribe for more podcasting tips. We've got a lot more coming. And if you want more hosting and SEO power, check out blubrry.com and our PowerPress plugin for WordPress. It's time to make your podcast searchable, discoverable, and unstoppable. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Happy podcasting.